Now, of all the things that you've seen and dug up yourself, what would you label as the thing that you would really like to find in the future?
Well, one thing that I can't seem to find is a seeded coin. Here in the U.S., seeded coins were minted in the 1800s, and a lot of people find them, and I can't seem to find one myself. So a seeded coin of any type would be what I'd like to find.
Now, I've watched quite a bit of your videos.
All right, we're out hunting in the park today. Today we're using the Blisstool 11-inch coil, and as it's hard to read, get the dust covered. I know you didn't tune in for a weather report, but anyway, we're using the Blisstool. We'll go over the settings later. And so far I've gotten like 23 cents, a tiny bit of trash, and we got a little Swiss Army pocket knife. Awesome. I'm hoping to get some of that deep park silver. Hopefully the rain and the bliss will work together and get me some of that. All right, see you at the next. We're back. Well, this time finally got a weedie. And if you dig in weedies, you know you're in the right place. There's silver around somewhere. And that one was it was a good 8 inches, 8 to 9 inches down, which isn't too bad. But for a weedie, you can get those other machines too. I know you can. We are again another night pounded in the park with the Blisstool. We got ourselves a big piece of brass. Not quite sure what it's from, but glad to have it. Any ideas on that? Maybe it's broken. I don't know. Alright, we're still at the old park. We still got the bliss. We are down 8 inches. 8.5. And I pulled this out of the hole. I'm saying, oh no. Another nail, right? And I look down in the hole. Something's looking at me down there. Zoom in, see if you can see it. Something says 1 dime and looks awful silver-like. Oh, this thing is not gonna focus. It says 1 dime on the back. There it is. How awesome is that? It's at least a barber. Could be a seeded, but I don't think it is. Look at that barber. I get it to zoom. $18.99, I believe, $18.98. Let's see if we can get it for you. Wants to, there it is. How awesome is that? Silver number 5, baby. In the hole, and that rusty nail. Right with it, too. Alright, I got this bliss dialed in. I was digging too many nails, so I cranked up on discrimination depth. And back-to-back holes, I got silver. You know what I got? What am I missing? What am I missing that I've never dug? What have I never dug? How about a friggin' seeded dime? My first seeded ever. 18, well, it don't matter. It's a seeded. It's off the bucket list. Awesome. 2 holes in a row. Me and the Bliss, 11-inch coil, 11-inch coil. I like it much better than the 15 on this machine. Let's see if we can get more. How about a silver trifecta? 1 more hole, hopefully. Oh, it looks like somebody went home without their keys. Look like kids' keys, maybe. Maybe not. Alright, on to the next. Alright, we're back at the park again tonight. Last night we scored pretty well. We didn't quite make the trifecta on the dimes. We got 2. So we're back again. We got the Bliss. And I do have the AT Pro with the 5x8 if I want to shift through some nails. Same settings as last night. First hole, 1 hole, 1 coin. Buffalo nickel. I don't know if I get a date off that or not. Looks pretty rough. Alright, on to the next. Alright, if this hole looks familiar, it should. It's saved hole. My due diligence, checked that hole. Well, behold, there was a weed in there with that buffalo. Alright, on to the next. Alright, not knowing how far this park dates back, we found ourselves a musket ball. The Benedict Arnold's troops left it here. his march to Quebec. Anyway, it's a good time to show you what the bliss sounds like. Good target. There's nails over here. Bunch of spitting and sputtering. Like that. That's the difference on a bliss. How I got it set up anyway. I got it set up so it's obvious most of the time on the nails and the iron. Alright, we'll see you at the next hole. Alright, I may have to spend a little more time on this side of the park. Look, I dug a musket ball, now I got an old flat button. And it's the old wire type. You know, it's 1700s, early 1800s. So these cuff buttons were used well beyond that, obviously. They reuse buttons quite often. I think it's kind of a plain one. Can't really tell though. You can't either because you can't focus this thing. Alright, on to the next. Alright, we're struggling to make the dollar menu. Made it all in one shot. There's $1.36 right there, right on top of the ground. Not only can I eat off the dollar menu, I can take the wife out. She can have anything she wants off the dollar menu. How awesome is that, huh? Okay, here we go with a wrap up from our 2 evenings in the park. We spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours each night hunting. And you have to divide it in. This is night 2 and this is night 1. We're going to go to night 2 first. And we did make the $2 menu. Sacagawea helped with that. And you have to add the buffalo and maybe the wheat to make it there. The buffalo and the wheat are, I mean, they're toast. They are really bad. Coins come out really bad, the copper ones and the nickels and stuff. But that weren't a bad night. Some stuff in that park seems to be older than the park itself. The park is basically early 1900s. This flat button's probably prior to that. And that musket ball very well may be too. Alright, over to night 1. Night 1 we dug this big piece of brass, which I think is part of a padlock maybe. And we got our oil lantern stem. What's amazing to me is the gear and everything works just like it did. You turn that and the gear works both ways. So that's still in working condition. Somebody lost their keys, an old junk ring, a little bit of clad, a nickel, and 4 pennies, and our 2 silvers. And we didn't make the trifecta. I stayed and tried, hoping to pull out a Merc or a Rosie and do the dime trifecta, which I've never done. And we got the 1902 Barber, no mint mark, and we finally got our seated, our 1891, no mint mark on that one either. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Alright, we're sifting through the nails in the ground in the old school. If you remember this place from a couple years ago, if you go that far back with me, this is where I did the Lord of the Rings video. It was like a bazillion rings out here I recovered. It was unbelievable. Anyway, there's a lot of industrial trash in here, in with the nails too, along with a few old coins. I got our first item is a mystery item. Everybody knows what that is. I think it's maybe a part off an old piece of machinery or something. See if I can flip it for you. There we go. That's what the back looks like. Okay, on to the next. Screw you. No. Screw me. Dug a, I think it's a brass screw. There's no rust on it, and it rang in pretty good. Today we're using the AT Pro because we're in the heavy gravy. When I say heavy gravy, I mean heavy gravy. There's nails literally everywhere, every few inches. And been using the Garrett Carrot, which everyone likes to call it. And it's waterproof, which is its #1 feature as far as I'm concerned. But my early impressions are I like the extra power you get on the highest sensitivity. Look how far away from that shovel I am. About 5 inches away, and it picks it up. And that comes in handy when you got stuff that's a little bit out of reach for the other pinpointer. This one will pick it up at a greater distance. Of course, you can tune it down, or you can desensitize it, or there's a couple different methods you could use if you don't want it quite that powerful. Alright, on to the next. Alright, what happens when you find a green nickel? Well, that usually means you found a war nickel, and I have. Philadelphia mint mark. I'm not sure if you guys can see it with the glare. Let's see if we can do it better from zoom it out. Probably not. Anyway, Philadelphia mint mark, silver number 7 on the year. You got silver, baby. Oh yeah.